Okay, this is 500 dead or alive. 100 alive. 200 dead.
Hey youth groupers, it's Alex here. Caden and I put together a video for you that we want to show you in a second. Before we do that, however, I just wanted to say a big congratulations to all of the seniors that are finishing high school right now. I know it's kind of weird and anticlimactic to not have commencement, to not have grad parties, and to be slowly and gradually dropping off your books at high school, and that's the way you end your long school career. Even so, we're proud of you, and it's okay to be disappointed how weird everything is, how anticlimactic everything is. It really is something amazing that you've been able to do. So be proud of it, and we hope to celebrate with you very, very soon. Okay, so back to the video. I recently watched the movie Castaway, which has Tom Hanks in it, and Tom Hanks plays a FedEx employee that's going to Malaysia with a bunch of packages and a flight crew, and their plane has engine trouble and it crashes in the ocean, and he's the only survivor, and he floats to this deserted island where he has to basically survive and make a living off of what he finds there. And he's there for about 4 years, and in that time he gets so lonely that he finds one of the packages, and it's a volleyball from the company Wilson, and so he names the volleyball Wilson, and he starts talking to it and having conversations with it like it's a friend, and obviously he comes very, very close to it. So I was watching this and I was inspired to do the same thing with youth group, because I miss you guys, and it's just not the same making these videos talking to a webcam. And so here is what I did.
Oh my goodness, it is so good to see you guys. I've missed you, and you know, I haven't had much to do, and I love my family, but you know, I really missed you guys. So I'm excited that we can finally get together. I've got a great lesson and games planned for tonight. It's going to be so much fun. So yeah, so tell me, how have things been going with you? Stop it. That is inappropriate. You should not make jokes like that. So there was a loud howling wind, there was an earthquake, there was a fire, but God was not... What? Do you have something to share? No, go ahead. Share with us what you were telling Kickball over there. Okay, well, Spalding, that is inappropriate. Just for that, you go down to 18. You know what? It was so disrespectful. Make it 17. Okay, this is 500 dead or alive. 100 alive. 200 dead. 300 dead or alive. You got it. Oh, hey, can I sit with you guys? Okay. Okay, guys. Time to go home. Okay, one more game, but I get winner.
So when the movie Castaway came out, a lot of critics and survival experts were very pleased with the portrayal of Tom Hanks, and especially how he talked to Wilson. And that's because it's very realistic, because we were created for community. We're meant to live in relationship with other people. Some of us love big groups of people, other of us are fine being alone. But here's the thing, I think you've probably learned this through this isolation, but we really need to balance the time that we have quiet, alone, and then the time that we have with other people. Because if we have too much time alone, we get to be feeling isolated, and it's very hard on us mentally and emotionally. Now, the other end of it is if we spend too much time with others and not enough time in quiet, then we don't get to hear from God. And I say that because there's this very wonderful verse in the Bible where it talks about how God appeared to the prophet Elijah, and I'm going to read it to you in just a second. And there's this prophet Elijah who pretty much a lot of people are being killed and slaughtered, and so he runs away and he hides in a cave. And I'm reading in verse 9 here of chapter 19. There Elijah went into a cave and spent the night. The Lord's word came to him and said, "Why are you here, Elijah?" Elijah replied, "I've been very passionate for the Lord God of heavenly forces because the Israelites have abandoned your covenant. They have torn down your altars, and they have murdered your prophets with the sword. I'm the only one left, and now they want to take my life too." The Lord said, "Go out and stand at the mountain before the Lord. The Lord is passing by." A very strong wind tore through the mountains and broke apart the stones before the Lord. But the Lord wasn't in the wind. After that strong wind, there was an earthquake. But the Lord wasn't in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, there was a fire. But the Lord wasn't in the fire. After the fire, there was a sound. Thin, quiet. When Elijah heard it, he wrapped his face in his coat. He went out and stood at the cave's entrance. A voice came to him and said, "Why are you here, Elijah?" So as you see from that, there was a lot of chaos happening around Elijah. And some people think that God is in the jubilant moments and these big moments that we see God, the big life moments. But you know what? This passage really shows us that God shows up in those quiet, peaceful moments. Even those quiet moments that we're anxious, regardless of how we're feeling. It's important to make time for quiet and to balance that, to make sure that we're investing in healthy relationships with other people. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Caden, for editing those clips together in the middle section. And I hope to see you guys very soon.